Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So the year of Find Out continues. Another one of Donald Trump's attorneys was just disbarred, and he's going to be liquidating his assets very soon. So here's the deal. Here's the latest about America's defendant, Rudy Giuliani. A New York appeals court just announced that Giuliani should lose his law license in their state. So he has officially been disbarred in the state of New York. The decision was unanimous, and they wrote in part, quote, "The seriousness of misconduct cannot be overstated." Giuliani is being disbarred, of course, due to his lies about the fraud, it's so-called fraud in the 2020 election. And the court said he, quote, "flagrantly misused his prominent position as the personal attorney for former President Trump and his campaign." And they went on to say that Giuliani misled the public and that he, quote, "repeatedly and intentionally made false statements, some of which were perjurious to the federal court, state lawmakers, and the public, and this court concerning the 2020 presidential election, in which he baselessly attacked and undermined the integrity of this country's electoral process." So one license down, one more to go, because I'm sure you guys all know, you remember he was suspended in DC. We're waiting to hear if they decide to pull his license there as well. So this New York decision makes it far more likely that DC will follow suit. And guess what Donald Trump can't do, even if he becomes president? He can't make Giuliani's license reappear. He can't, rebar him. In other Giuliani news, it seems that he is abandoning the idea of using bankruptcy to try to avoid paying his creditors, because on Monday, Giuliani's legal team filed a request with the court, and they're asking the court to convert his bankruptcy into a Chapter 7 liquidation. So as you guys all know, he was hit with a $148 million defamation judgment because he lied about Georgia election workers, Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss. He owes hundreds of thousands of dollars to other people, other companies, his former attorneys. So Giuliani filed for bankruptcy late last year. But as I've been sharing with all of you, he has just been playing games throughout this whole process. He appears to be hiding income. He's hiding details about various business deals. The court has been just getting irate with him because he refuses to follow their orders and file documents and provide information to just move things along. And Giuliani has been just burning through cash like crazy. So his creditors recently urged the court to appoint a trustee. They basically want somebody to babysit his finances. And then they also just this week asked the judge to sanction Giuliani. And it was looking like the judge was on board with the trustee idea, at least from the last hearing, that's what it sounded like. And so I think that terrified Giuliani because, if they appoint a trustee, they're going to have access to everything, and he wouldn't be able to spend a penny without that trustee's approval. So now Giuliani is saying to the court, just appoint a trustee to oversee the liquidation of my assets. So like his New York apartment, his Florida condo, all of his other assets. But under this Chapter 7 liquidation, unfortunately, he would be able to keep all of his future income, which is complete BS. And it's so obvious he's hiding something, right? I mean, at first, he refused for months in that defamation lawsuit. He refused to hand over evidence. He just flat out would not do it. And then when it appeared that he was going to be forced to hand it over, the judge was just at the end of her rope. She was sanctioning him. She did everything but throw him in prison for it. And so when it seemed like, this is just not going to go well, I am going to get a judgment against me anyway, he folded. He said, okay, I admit it. I'm guilty. I defamed them. Just let the jury decide how much I owe. Now, when it seemed very likely that a trustee was about to crawl up his backside with a financial microscope, he folded again. And he's like, oh, never mind. Yeah, just take everything I own. So I would really like to know what it is that he's hiding. Why? I mean, what is so massive? What is so major that he is willing to give up everything he owns to keep it a secret? Has to be pretty bad. But here's the deal. Giuliani's friend, one of his advisors, is telling the media, this is all Joe Biden's fault. I'm not kidding. He said, this guy's name is Ted Goodman. Like I said, he's an advisor to Giuliani, and he issued a statement, and he said, quote, make no mistake, this is directly connected to the Biden regime's ongoing efforts to take down President Trump and anyone willing to stand up against them. I can promise you this, no matter what they do, they can't take away Mayor Giuliani's most important assets: integrity, courage, and love for America. And just like Steve Bannon and others, they're trying to silence Mayor Giuliani. Well, good luck with that. I don't know how they say these things with a straight face. And these people, they are the biggest crybabies and the biggest liars. Giuliani was sued by election workers who he defamed. He's being sued by Dominion Voting Systems, his former assistant, Noel Dunphy, his former attorney who he didn't pay, numerous other people and companies. You know, Giuliani admitted in court filings, I should say, he owes money to approximately 20 different entities, totaling $153 million, an estimate. How is that in any way, shape, or form connected to Biden or the government? These are private citizens. These are privately owned companies. This has nothing to do with Biden whatsoever. I mean, maybe don't go out criming, right? Maybe don't defame people. And when they ask you to stop, stop. But, you know, how does Joe Biden have anything to do with election workers in Georgia? Anyway, such a joke. If I hear any more, I'll let you all know. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Please donate if you possibly can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.